My beautiful stars, reading time. We've actually got a movement reading, but first we're going to do a movement / clarity reading, but I just quickly want to see you guys and what your main focus is right now. First card, new beginnings. This movement could have already come. A new chapter's about to start, fresh start, and a leap of faith. Okay. All right, so we've got synchronicities. So angel numbers, names, music. You'd be seeing a lot of signs right now. You're definitely taking notice of your signs, the right collective. Maybe your signs and synchronicities are a little bit different to usual. Divinely protected. That's great. All right, ghosted. Hold on, one more for ghosted. Okay, so you've got trauma over this. Clearly someone connected to your heart. Unfortunately, the way that they might have exited out of your energy really resurfaced quite a few things in your armor, your emotional fortress, that needed to be focused on and I don't want to say healed, but needed to be focused on and evaluated. Whatever happened with this ghosting, it clearly really overwhelmed you. It created a lot of heaviness. It could have even put you into isolation. But I have to say, these two cards here are beautiful. So whatever happened with this energy, it was clearly a blessing in disguise, because look at how beneficial it was for you. It made you connect to the universe around you. It opened you up to the signs and synchronicities and the support of our universal energy and the universal flow of life. Back to these signs and synchronicities, I always say when we really are coming into a new cycle, a new chapter, and again, we're going through a eclipse season, so a lot of people are about to really start that new cycle. Your signs and synchronicities are different to what you normally see. So normally you guys will see very repetitive things, the same kind of animals, the same kind of numbers, whatever your signs and synchronicities are, they're normally quite consistent and the same, right? And I do say this, if you're always getting the same signs and synchronicities, maybe you're not seeing them right. Just side note, I always say your spirit team will send you things for guidance. It's very important you allocate what your signs and synchronicities mean to you. So when you see, sorry, this is important. I say this a lot, but it's coming out for this collective. A lot of people will see signs, numbers, whatever it is, and you go straight to Google and you research what's the spiritual meaning of this. I always say nobody else's information is more important than yours. What you feel in that moment, you should allocate. Just like these people that have written these things, they don't know the answers more than you. Just remember, because your signs and synchronicities are for you, right? Yes, it's great to know numerology. Yes, it's great to know astrological placements. Yes, it's great to know the basics, but it's so important if you are constantly seeing these things, especially repetitive things, allocate what you feel in the moment of seeing it, right? Like if you see a crow, what do you feel in that moment? When you guys give directions to your signs and synchronicities, they no longer confuse you. And I find a lot of people like, why does this get like, it's like a riddle to you. Allocate. But my point to this is when you guys are coming into something new, something fresh, normally those consistent things you see, they start to differ a little bit. And there's a reason I'm going into detail with this for this collective. Maybe you've started to see things out of the norm, especially animals you wouldn't normally see. But this collective, you're clearly very connected to your divine team right now. You feel divinely protected. These three are beautiful. I think, yes, we're tapping into your main energy right now, but to have these three next to this ghosted and trauma, I don't think this is a main focus. I think it still affects your soul, clearly, but if anything, this accelerated something very magical in you, which is nice. Let's get one more for your topper. Okay, there is an intensity. You could be going through a bit of reminiscing right now, a little bit of nostalgia. This card is about intimacy and intensity. Maybe your sacral's going through a bit of an activation at the moment. Maybe you are having some deeper desires of recent. I'm hearing that specifically. I don't hear that when I see that card. That's a detail. So if you've had like a little bit of an urge of recent, and that's not normally like you, there's something stirring down here. Important, because that came to my mind. New beginnings. Okay, so this is really good. You're looking at your new beginnings as wounding. So just side note, especially if you do have a bit of an estranged relationship with your father, there could be movement with this coming as well. This is a movement reading, but when it comes to your masculine energy within, again, you don't need to be a male to have masculine energy. We all embody yin and yang. For father wounds to come up underneath this, before your beautiful kind of healing journey, you would have really had a strong wounded masculine energy within. So a little bit claiming, a little bit jealous, maybe a little bit of a hot temper. That wounded masculine can, I don't want to say aggressive, quite a forceful approach. Quite smothering in connections as well. This could have really weighed heavy on you throughout your life, especially relationships, but you've definitely got some form of change here. This literally says healing the inner child. So you might not even realize how much you've truly started to develop with this side of your soul. It's really nice. It's hard when we don't have, like, if you've been ghosted by the person you love, clearly you're not having love tests right now, and sometimes it's hard to really see if we really are healing those core things when we don't have those people triggering certain things in our soul. So maybe you've got a question mark over this. Have you really healed this, or are you just in your little magical bubble? For this to be here, I actually feel this is something more energetic that you cannot see. But again, like I said, there could be some form of movement coming with a fatherly figure in your life. One more for that. You've cleansed and cleared. That's beautiful. So you really have been focusing on your temperament, your reactions. All those examples we gave about that wounded energy are definitely on top of. You would notice your temperament change. And I always say that's the first step, self-awareness. And you might not pick yourself up every time in that trigger, but it might be 1 in 10 times first, then 2 in 10, and then it goes 5 in 10, and then eventually you really start to feel that you've really accelerated in this part. This is beautiful, this first row. You would notice you're not as reactive, not as impulsive. Family is a big one for this collective. So you could be going through some lessons right now with your family. This could be a focus for you. But let's take family out of it. I'm seeing this house with this love heart. I feel you're trying to create a space of unconditional love in your home. So not with someone else, but in your home. So maybe you're really focusing more on better structure in your home, better routine, maybe you're putting a lot of effort into your sacred space. I always say when we really start to appreciate and understand how sacred our sparkle is, how sacred our soul is, our environment really starts to change. We start to consume better food. We start to, where our sacred soul lives, not just our meat suit, but our sanctuary, we start to treat it really good. We just make sure wherever our beautiful soul sits, it's in a very good environment. So this collective, maybe you've noticed you've just started to become better organized, or really putting love into your home, and you're like, where'd that come from? You're starting to appreciate your soul. I want one more for that, please. Yeah, your energy. So this is our energy, our armor, not karmic connection, but our armor. So things are changing. So your signs would be changing, and you would have taken notice of it. Can I say this is very self-focused? I really like this energy for this collective. And this is probably why you've got this new chapter and certain movement coming towards you, because you're not attached to it. You're more focusing on yourself. But you're noticing the highs and lows. You're noticing the ignition. And this is why, don't be too hard on yourself. I think this collective, you really are starting to heal some really cool things in your energy that have held you back and created repeated cycles. But let's go a little bit more surface level. Let's talk about family here. I do think this collective, when it comes to family, it's probably your biggest trigger point. You clearly have a lot of childhood trauma wounding. I always say family are our biggest karmic lessons. When it comes to family and love, we're normally our most comfortable, we're our most authentic self, right? Especially when we start really developing on our healing journey. I find when we're around family, that version we're trying to heal can still come out, because your family has grown up with you, and especially if you've started healing at a later age, your activation was at a later age, without you knowing, without them knowing, they're still holding on to that version of you before you were activated. So when you're around each other, they're still talking, treating you, activating you with the same triggers as the old version of you. This is all energetic, right? So of course, because they, in their mind, subconsciously are treating you like the old version, because that's all they know, what comes out when you're around them? Your old version, because you're still being treated the same. I find people that are healing, it's very hard at the start to be around family and friends, because they just don't get it. And that's not their fault. It's not to be angry at them, but they're so used to that version of you, right? So this collective, maybe you're finally starting to break out of that. Maybe for a long time on your healing journey, you were still presenting the old. And I always say, I hate saying the old. I always say, especially that judgment energy, it's to unite your past, present, and future version all together. That old version of you has gotten you to where you are today. So it shouldn't be looked at as, I think the old version of us is beautiful and should be appreciated. But what I'm trying to say is maybe you're starting to realize, and you are no longer falling short to the same triggers here, because you are starting to believe in the current version of yourself. So it makes sense why we've got father wounds, cleanse and clear, karmic, and family. I think this collective, you get a lot of lessons from the masculine energy in your life, and it's for a reason. It's preparing you for something, right? So if you have started to maybe put distance, or you've just noticed, again, a temperament change, it's all for a reason. I always say when there's pivotal things changing in our life, sometimes we don't see it outside of the box. It really is all for a reason. So this is important, because I'm deviating about this. This is what I mean about details. If you aren't noticing these little things, it's just not your collective, but that's okay. All right, divinely protected. Wow. This is really nice. Oh my God, as we're saying, you're wounded masculine. Okay, so underneath divinely protected, you've got your supernatural abilities, your magic, your sixth sense, your belief. I feel this collective. It's really odd because I'm feeling you're more connected than ever, but I feel this collective, I don't think you realize you're more connected than ever, which makes me feel you've been on this journey for a while. We all kind of hit a point where we don't feel as connected, but that's when we're truly connected because we're not dependent to that energy around us. We just start to believe it's always there. And I feel this collective, your magic, your intuition, your sixth sense, it's in acceleration. But for some reason, I feel this collective, if anything, you could be feeling a little bit numb to the universal energy around you when I saw this. But also, again, confirming this right collective, you're dealing with a lot of broken masculine energy right now, internally and externally. And I think you're handling it very gracefully, even if you're just handling it in silence right now. You're choosing to protect yourself because you were really going through a clearing of your own wounded masculine energy. So you don't align with wounded masculine energy anymore. So what happens when we don't align with energy? It doesn't connect to us. So whatever doesn't align, and I give these examples all the time about spiritual isolation, why people drop off like flies, they don't align with your energy anymore. About social media, the people you watch, the people you don't watch, we all align to different energies. This collective, because you're really in the core, if you know it or not, breaking free from your wounded masculine. Anyone that's a wounded, like is dominant in their wounded masculine, you wouldn't be wanting them around your energy. There's something very magical going on here. You might not be seeing it in the physical right now, although I do think you're getting some physical examples with the people you're detaching, even if it's friendships. If you've just naturally started to detach from people that are quite hot-tempered, aggressive, quite smothering, quite needy, quite jealous, doesn't just have to be men. It's because your energy doesn't align with it. And remember, we're doing a move. This is starting to drop pennies for me. We're doing a movement clarity reading. You really are truly, truly healing this. When we're in this energy, I just want to talk about love quickly. People that ride in this energy, you guys love that obsessive 0 to 100, living in each other's, like you guys are bound to that kind of love. And I always say that kind of love ends up being volatile and highly up and down, right? That kind of love, you'd be lucky to stay with each other for a few years. And if it's a little bit longer than that, it becomes a very temperamental, volatile kind of connection. When you are someone that loves that kind of attention and you think that's the kind of love you want, you're truly coming from a broken place. So this collective, you in the past would have loved that kind of love. That's what would have drawn you in. The excessive validation, someone obsessing over you, someone holding you on a pedestal, the chaotic argument, like the extreme intense passion, right? But passion can come from far more softer, gentler things. And it makes sense with this. Your trauma from a child, which means you grew up in quite a chaotic environment. Maybe, again, your fatherly example could have been quite temperamental, quite very hot-tempered, very explosive with emotion. A very hot and cold energy. And you might be watching this thinking, especially if you haven't had a love test, that you still enjoy or you still want that kind of love. You know, this is coming to my mind, a good example, right? People that think they're really, you can see when it comes from trauma. Bear with me, this will make sense. In love, right, if there's that attraction, there's that spark, and it's obsessive and it's intense, it draws you in, right, when you're in this. But you would get examples of other people's obsessive energy around you and it would give you the ick. So if it was someone else that you weren't no spark with, right, and they were just blowing you up, being really intense, you'd get the ick, right? Let it be friendships that become obsessive and codependent. It's like eventually you just start to detach from them, right? So people, it's a really good way to see if it's coming from a place of trauma, because you only bound to it when there's that magnetic desire, intensity, extreme passion. In other areas of your life, does it repulse you? Because it shows the trauma in your heart. There's a reason this is coming up for this collective. I actually feel as you're watching this, I don't think you realize you're detaching from this kind of love style. I think you'll be highly shocked. Because the right collective, your main stuff, your healing is your wounded masculine energy, your dominance. It's good. Ghosted, overwhelmed, heaviness. This person could have love bombed you, as we were saying it. They came off hot, heavy, really conquering, showered you with validation. Everything we say is for a reason. So your trauma, your heavy, that validation got ripped away when they ghosted. The obsession got ripped away. And I also do see this as intensity, like explosion of emotion. This wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to heal, which means this person has provided you a fire of feeling ghosted a few times. It wouldn't have just been once. I always say to truly heal it, we need to walk through it. And normally we need to walk through it time and time again to really heal from it. Mirroring, so they were the same. You guys could have a bit of the same trauma here. But maybe for a long time you thought this person was your mirror. I'll have to get those little cards in a second. One more. Wow, you could think this person watches. You could have had a little... Oh, God. This person's definitely... I always say this kind of outlook, it's just so surface level, but the betrayal, deceit, lies, secrets... So it ties in with ghosting. Like, let's be real. Whatever's happened here, you don't have the answers. This person's emotion has been... It's that hand of cards. So this has really done havoc in your mind. But, look, it's blessing in disguise. Look what it's done. It's when the games backfire, literally. Do you know you would never deal with this shit again? Probably not right now. But I'm telling you, if you're really healing this, and like I said, you'd get examples, you'd be detaching, you'd be closing off people that shine in their wounded. Your energy doesn't want to deal with it anymore. So let's just say this person hasn't popped back up yet. Again, movement clarity reading. This reminds me, and I actually see this a lot in the divine. Actually, I see it a lot in a lot of connections, especially soul connections, not just divine connections. A lot of the time... And it's when you finally release and they pop back up. It's like you guys, you see them, especially if it's been a really long time. And it's like, you know, that ick feeling. It's like, you're like, oh my God, what was I doing? That's kind of the feeling that comes over you guys. But that's if your energy's not aligning. So just remember me saying that. You've clearly had a lack of closure. Oh, God. I think you're coming home to yourself. But you could still have moments, because I was literally about to say you've had a lack of closure. I feel intuitively you haven't seen this person for a while. I will confirm, because there's a reason that came out. So I feel right now you don't really realize how much you've released this row, because your mind still plays a few tricks on you, okay? And let's go back to that intimacy deviation. I'm like blocking saying it. It's like I'm getting shy for you guys. I'm blushing. Maybe you've had some, urges when it comes to this. It could have even come from a dream state or something. Let's get one more for that. Wow, okay, age gap here. So that could be an important detail. There could be an age gap with you and this person, but one, you're developing emotionally, which is beautiful. You yourself are, and I'm not saying you're emotionally immature, but we do. As the years go on, we get more life lessons, more life experience. We're constantly growing emotionally. So I do think this collective, especially with this, you are going through an emotional evolution. And if we go very surface level, maybe if you really do have an age gap connection, or you're just connected to a Peter Pan syndrome kind of person, maybe you do hope that they're maturing. But like I said, I think you're going to be very shocked with your energy. One more. See, you're already... I don't think you are on... I think this is what you're going to see. This person is clearly tied into this movement, because I think you're going through an acceleration and you're not even aware of it. You're not even aware of it. And I've literally put that on their row too. Okay. I just want to see the energy around this connection quickly. Not your perspective, not their perspective. I just want to see the energy around you guys right now. Those two that are up are shocking me a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so right now, maybe you really are trying to get out and about. You're trying to move on, happily single, time with friends, having fun. But then you've got two cards in a row of unconditional love. So heart with a key, opening your heart again, getting together, perfect. Unconditional love, giving, receiving, affection, falling. They've shocked me. This is, I think, without you knowing, I think that's you. Hold on. You've got 3 cards of unconditional love here. But clearly there's ghosted. So clearly not dealing, they've been avoiding the conversation. I don't want to say still angry. There's definitely been boundaries here, but now I feel... Hold on, I want one more for that. Like, that is so... We've got 3 of unconditional love, but then we've got, no, I'm moving on, I'm happily single, I'm going to start enjoying myself. And then we've got the boundaries, not dealing. So there's a lot of hidden emotion here. A lot of hidden emotion. I want one more for this, not today. Whoa, that's way too many. So there's a lot, I think. Oh my, everything we say. The movement's coming here. The lightning, sudden change, surprise news, epiphany, transformation. That could be them. But I think that's going to be your reaction. That's what I'm feeling. If they're coming in a wounded place. One more. Oh, that makes me sad. And that could be you. This person could have really knocked your confidence. You could have started seeing, especially if you have worthiness issues, the way they presented in such strength of this, you know, let's be real, ghosted, mask, silent treatment, it made you feel not enough. And I've got quite a few collectives here. People deal with heartache differently. This reminds me of one of my collectives. And I'm definitely not agreeing with how this person exited. Maybe it was too hard for them. You've got 3 cards of this excessive love. Like, let's be real. But frustrated in this relationship, the lack of confidence, self-sabotage, self-destruction, fear, ego, jealousy issues. And that was a huge, that first part, that is wounded masculine energy, right? Comes from a real place of insecurity. That is what you're healing within you. Again, there's a reason for it. I think this was both of you. I think you both affected each other's confidence here. But you've got a lightning over that. That could be them. Maybe this person presented, especially with this, that could have been their mask. That they were just having the time of their life. They were living in the moment, having fun, but they were constantly looking, and you got the spying at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. Hold on, I want one more for that. I thought that was you, but then I saw this, and I just, okay. Back to that first part. If you're really healing your wounded masculine, because your last impression, right? And I always say perception doesn't change through words, it changes through action. So unfortunately, your last perception of this person is not dealing, hurt, avoiding this conversation, ghosted, betrayal, Your last impression right now, because you haven't seen change, and clearly it's been a focus for you, even though you've got this love and this home, there's an imprint of what's been done to you, right? You're healing wounded masculine energy. So without you knowing energetically, they left you in with an impression of their wounded energy, their behavior. The right collective, because remember I said you'd be rejecting that energy from around your space right now. The right collective, there is no way you're staring at this. If you're rejecting that form of energy, I'm going back to that spying card, because I did say it could be you. I just can't see how you would do this. And you don't know what's going on here. It's all subconscious. This is what's oozing out of you, right? Because you're healing that within. I think this is this person. So they've presented a certain way with that mask. I want one more. Yeah, that they strung you along. They treated you like an option. Again, they were having the time of their life. That's them. This collective, you haven't strung them on. You've been broken. The runner, confirmation. Don't make a fit. That's them. So that adds to this. So you've had a lack of confidence when this little creeper, sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's been their mask. But it's, I'm blocking, which I was about to say, but this not enough. Unfortunately created them, blocked the communication. They didn't have confidence towards you. They went through self-sabotage. They would have been so jealous over you. So you would have memories of their jealousy. Sneaky. Heart with a kid. Oh. That's really good. Hold on, I want one more for this runner. I just can't, this is blowing me away, right? And now you've got ascending over this, but if they're still a runner, if they still not, they're not where they need to be. Hold on, one more for this runner. Yeah, this is about fun, flirting, wanting to date, but there's certain interference, third party interference. Doesn't have to be love. Unless this is you finally transcending the right obstacles, learning, expansion for a new phase, new beginning, fresh start, fresh cycle, preparing for union. I think this collective, you've got a bit of a test here. One more for this runner, seduction. Their true intentions and feel. I'll get all of that stuff, but this is the energy around you. Oh, that's good. Okay. So over them, we've got making healthier choices in love, in life, self-care, wanting to be happier. So there is a bit of a transition. That's good. Okay, kisses. Oh, this is good. So this unconditional love, you're starting to unconditionally love yourself. And remember the home deviation? Watch from the beginning. Focusing on self-worth, self-appreciation, time to heal shadow work. So I always say, how can you unconditionally love anybody if you don't unconditionally love yourself? You know when you are starting to really love yourself properly, and I gave that deviation in the start, but also when you start to treat people better. It's that saying, hurt people. When you start to be that person, very accepting, you understand about forgiving and forgetting, you notice you treat people differently because you've started to unconditionally love yourself through those past decisions that are bound to your shadow, the things that we bury to the depth of our soul. When you guys release shame and guilt for past actions for yourself and become accepting, and when you just really start to value who you are, you do this for others. And I just feel this collective without you knowing. I don't even think you've really had a moment to realize how much you're starting to fill your own cup up in life. See how you're treating people. Are you as reactive? Are you as You're healing your wounded masculine energy. You would be a lot more accepting of people right now. Train horn. Even if you are just working on boundaries, because remember I was saying it's like you're repelling other people's wounded energy. You're not doing it from a place of judgment. If anything, I think you're doing it from a place of silence and protection, but you're not starting arguments. You're not, there's something here. Again, don't make this fit. This is very important. If you haven't started to see that you're just, again, a lot more accepting, if you haven't started to see a temperament change in you through others, it's not for you. I really feel, yes, we got healthier choices for them, but I feel this is you guys. I feel all of this love is helping you transcend because you're giving it to yourself finally. It's actually very beautiful. I think this row and this row is them. And it's so funny. Look at this spread, right? Okay. So this first row, right, this pretending to be happily single, stringing you along because they were running, but they were in the background watching the whole time, right? Because there was third-party interference. So no matter how much they wanted to come through, talk, whatever it was, they weren't doing it. They were choosing their environment. I'm assuming that's the veil here. I smell this is very... Anyway, we'll confirm with them. But, and I always say this, especially for true divines, until you start to truly see your reflection and what you deserve, they don't see you. And then we've got 2 here about you, I believe, as this collective. And I know that came out because I kept like, are they this is the row, they're starting to change, but it's because you see you. It's because you're really putting that focus into you. Make sense? And by doing that, you're breaking them free from this. And look, we've got the lightning, the change, the revelation, the epiphany, the movement from not feeling enough, not dealing, putting the mask up, putting this. I'm going to be very intrigued to see what confirms this, and then this love energy here. It's because this collective, that's you. Let's get one for this. Now, so through all the triggers, through all the turmoil, karmic attachments, responsibilities of whatever it is, they're finding happiness, they're wanting to expand, they're finding oneness. They're remembering how you guys used to enjoy each other. They're letting go of resentment because themselves are coming into more confidence, which is good. Let's get one more. New person, because you're becoming a new person. But again, this is more dating, wanting to meet, date, but again, you haven't seen this version. You've seen their broken version, their ghosted, their mask, their lies, deceit, betrayal, planning, setting a date, getting back out there. Wanting union, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. This is a card of marriage, but I think this is what they're starting to reevaluate. Okay. Love, passion, insane chemistry through the heartbreak. So now they're going through the grieving and mourning. Deeply hurt over this separation. Grieving, mourning, feeling lost. Let's get one more. It's catching up to them. Hold on, that's way too. But in that little bundle, even though it's too many, you got the runner chaser journey, but you got the dragonfly here. One more. Okay. I think that's them going over cycles and self-sabotage. They've got it twice, but there could still be a bit of fear here. One more. But receive that closure, the closure issues, receiving what you need, progression arriving over this ending. So this person really did make you believe no more, no second chances, this is over, but you've got progression through this. There it is. Change mind, growth, phoenix, wanting to rekindle. So for a long time, this person truly did believe they would never come back. They really did put you in the too hard basket, and that's why it was easy for them to treat you the way that they treated you. This person genuinely didn't think they would be coming back around. So even though they ached for you, they yearned for you, they checked in on you, they would miss you, this person is clearly someone that's either very stubborn. When they choose to make a decision, they don't really go back on it. They've clearly gone through heartbreak before, where time for them has healed all wounds and they were able to get over it. And I think this person genuinely believed with you, even though they cared so much, the silence and the time apart would heal this. And it clearly hasn't. It's accelerated them, in them. I genuinely think this person, like, to have Grim Reaper here, and this is what they'd be reflecting on. They're really reflecting on their self-sabotage. It's like the emotions just catching up. And I always say, people that repress and don't deal and numb away, it doesn't go anywhere. It just accumulates. It's that kettle. You're on this constant simmer and then boom, explosion. It's whatever you're going through right now. They don't know it. You don't know it. It's accelerating something internally here. Hold on. I just want one more. You didn't get the soul contract. You didn't get the soul contract card here. You got a lot about healing, but it's not the best. Twin flame. Okay. You did get the twin flame. There is a little bit of malicious energy in the background right now. Makes sense with that third party interference. So this is a puzzle piece for you guys. I always say true divines, there's karmics involved before you even come around. But this was also part of your story that maybe you do not see. Okay. I thought it was divine just because of the change in energy through self-reflection. You're energetically tied. Okay. I just want to get, let's just get universal cards quickly. And then we'll see what's going on here. Like full force are coming out. One more. Okay. That's good. I think it was clouds. Be careful. This card confuses me. It's about luck and happiness and good fortune, but then it's about flings and rendezvous and you've got that energy accelerating in you right now. Not that you're doing that and the other. It's more this intensity in your sacral. Be careful with that one. The stallion and the white wolf. So you got the white horse and the white wolf. Okay, important numbers here. You've got 18th of October. You've got 6, 27, 2nd of the 6th, 6th of the 7th, the 2nd. I said 7th for a reason. 4 and 7. Last points of, significant memories, important numbers, house numbers, car plate numbers, important date, and I will confirm with other cards. So right now, energy around this, there's something about dependability. This first card is about faithful companion. I don't know about that just yet. I'm going to have to really break it down. These clouds here, I think there's a lot of uncertainty, even for this collective. The strength I'm feeling from your energy, I don't think you're realizing you're in that strength. That was your biggest thing, because you haven't, I don't believe, remember this person, boundaries, not dealing, hurt, Grim Reaper, like the way they've presented to you. Very cold-hearted and very kind of extremely detached. So I think these clouds, you're kind of still in a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Is it overwhelming you? Is it... No, if anything, it's getting you into a place of true soul detachment, but it doesn't mean it hasn't been a cloud over you for a long time. Thoughts, problems, doubts, hesitation, unclear because it's been beyond your view, the confusion, the indecision over the misunderstanding. I think that clouds is you, and I do think it's a bit of them too. This clarity, getting more information, blah, 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 blah. I think that's this person now, but I think that's future you, especially with this rendezvous here. The biggest thing I was feeling from the first part of this reading for the right collective, the way you're exiting and truly healing that wounded space within, masculine energy, and removing them externally. So again, if you haven't just started removing people and not like, oh, you're a wounded masculine, don't want to deal with you, just like literally energetically putting distance, and you're not understanding why. Anyone that shines in that energy is not aligning to you right now, right? But this person is a habit for you. There's so much lack of closure. There's lack of this, there's lack of that. What I was feeling in that first part, I was feeling this collective being highly shocked about how you're going to really receive and perceive what's coming forward for you. the only way I could see that this collective, you unfortunately give in to temptation, is the habit, right? And if you have kept your, and I find true divines, like, you take a path of celibacy, you start to understand your sacredness, you choose healing, and you choose literally your soul spark. That's what you choose, right? And that was another thing. Your temptation for that right now, for the right collective, another important detail. So if you just haven't had an urge to do whatever, like, and I don't think you've broken your celibacy, but do whatever, that's coming for a reason. So just, and I'm just here for advice. I ain't telling no one to do nothing. But if you have been pure for a long time, just be careful with this card here. Because I'm hearing, one, you need to get more information with what's coming. Don't just fall short to the habit you've created. I always say there's no stronger sign than your body's emotion. Feel how you feel in the moment and stay true to how you feel. Don't let the habit come forward. Yes, luck, happiness. This is just such a weird card. Anyway, I'm not going to say the fling, the unexpected, like, who cares about that? But good fortune, a reward is coming through for you, right? But doesn't mean it needs to be rushed. You're about to break free from something here, but you are going to need to really stay focused on taming your emotion, okay? And focusing on your freedom. Again, this is a big reason why you're breaking free from that wounded masculine energy. No partnership should cage you. No partnership should cage you with jealousy and clip your wings. No partnership should just belittle you through accusations and through lack of confidence. Sorry, but what a disgusting relationship to be in, right? Love's meant to be a sanctuary. So... And no judgment for people that have been there, but I don't think, and I always say trauma does funny things to us and makes us act in ways that we shouldn't, and I get it, but love shouldn't be claiming, it should be accepting. Just remember that, okay? So whatever's coming, have confidence in yourself. If you are feeling and rejecting this person energetically in the moment, like, ooh, there's a reason for it. If all of a sudden you start to get acceleration in emotion, it's your habit, right? You need to have confidence in what you're feeling and remember the power of you. Trust your guidance, trust your inner knowing, your instincts. You got two cards, one after another, of freedom. Believe in your power. This also says resilience and stamina, but just the theme of it, I feel that's exactly what's going to happen here. Is this is clearly something beautiful, but I don't think you've ever made this person feel rejected. And I'm not saying for you to reject them, but I'm just saying for you to trust your emotion and put yourself first. The reason you guys grow the way you do is because you feel rejected, because it has to stir up every single one of your traumas you've been refusing to face. I always tell you guys, the tables need to turn. You need to return the favor. But this collective, it's not coming from a place of manipulation or coming from it's you. You're going to feel to say no for the right collective. Choose you. Don't let the obsessive thought pattern that you've been breaking free from and healing wounded masculine watch from the beginning overtake you. This is your lesson here. I don't even need their cards. I can see it here. How can you know that this person is faithful and dependable and is going to be there without them proving that to you, right? Just remember that. Biggest thing, this collective used to fall short to flattery, words, validation. This is what you're healing in yourself. Believe. Yeah, handle carefully. Details. So underneath this, and again, it is handling it carefully. I'm not seeing you being reactive, none of it. I'm actually seeing you being kind, but I'm just seeing you putting yourself first, this collective. But details. So these clouds were here to teach you endurance and to depend on yourself and your stability and steady movement forward, how to learn restraint, not to act on impulse, to create security for you, not just in your environment, but in your soul, to secure you within and your confidence, your perseverance, your willpower. So these clouds were all there for a far greater reason. And you probably are true divine, especially if this is close to coming in. You'd be doing some form of divine work, boss, CEO, life coach. There's something about your finances as well here. So business-wise, because this is where the magnifying glass, especially if you're online, this person's definitely, you got to remember you got the photos. And I know this is about your connection, but you've got movement. So just whatever's coming business-wise as well, just side note, just remember to look at the details, analyze, focus on the fine print. Okay, you could have acceleration in a few areas here. 15th of October, 27th of October. Yeah, trusting in the divine. There's something flowing here. Remember your very first card, new beginnings, and your soul spark. Remember we were saying your soul spark, divine timing. This is a big rose. So this isn't just confirming that whatever you do business wise, they're looking in, right? But there's something with your business as well. I think you're going to have a very beautiful shock here. And them, we know that. So divine, the Celtic knot, unconditional love, legendary divine union. So the universe has got a hold of this. So trust in how you're feeling. Again, what's meant for you will never pass you by, but you've got a lesson of choosing yourself. I can see it. Divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring love of a lifetime. That is what I was feeling. When it comes to, let's not be doing no Netflix and chill here, because you are going to feel so much regret afterwards. And I don't even think you're going to want to do it. I think it's just, again, the habit that comes over you because it's them. Right, collective, that'll make sense. Don't move from impulse and passion here. It'll be that moment. You're like, oh my God, why did I do that? Okay, 26th of June could be important as well. You've got 266 here, or 662. You could be seeing that number. Tower underneath this. Just remember the first part, how sacred and special your stardust is. Watch from the beginning. There's a reason. There's a reason you're starting to understand that about yourself. Everything happens for a reason. Oh, and Chariot. With this, have confidence, your inner knowing, your willpower, your mental discipline. Don't let the habit come in. You got success and action moving forward. Big. Your instincts. Remember, trust that inner knowing. Believe in your power. You got Chariot under this. Oh, that was the new cycle card that wanted to come out. Wouldn't surprise me, because they got wedding rings too. You literally got the wedding ring. And you got the divine knot here. This is the energy around you guys. I always say this with divines. Once you get past this phase, it's so, you guys just, it's so quick. You elope, you get married, you know, this phase doesn't last for long. But this, you guys need to, it's the way you build your bond back, right? And everybody's different, but there's a reason this is coming out for this collective. 25th of April could be important here as well. Proposal. Engagement. Don't be blinded by words. You don't need to rush it. If that's a genuine intention, that ain't going to just disappear by you choosing yourself. That means this person's going to lock in and put effort in. Statement of intent, your soul contract agreement, marriage union. But don't lead with your sexual energy. Wild versus tame, strong emotions, maybe, especially if you know your person's a hopeless romantic and that's something that they would do. You guys could have a spirit baby eventually, like destined for that, but new beginnings, okay, new perspective, but you will go through a new perspective, right, to create the new beginning. This is very beautiful energy here, but that first part is so important. It's so important for the right collective, because if those details and those deviations you're not going through, this isn't your reading. Because the biggest part is how you're rejecting wounded energy right now without you even knowing. Hold on. I want to get their true intention. Okay, so they do... Oh, truth. So they feel telepathically connected to you. I want to get one more to confirm that. Okay, Gemini. You could be a Gemini. They could be, but the energy of this. I wasn't always there for you when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would... This is a good self-reflection card. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship, and I couldn't... because I couldn't deal with my own emotion, let alone yours. So they're going over that. That's not bad. I don't mind that. 84. The runner card. So but telepathically connected. I feel you through everything. So okay, let's just say they're going through some form of soul activation right now. This is why they would be reflecting on how they kind of deserted you when you needed them the most. So this would be one of my collectives. Your person put you in the crazy basket through your divine activation. Don't make it fit. The things I touch, the images I see, the voices I hear, we are connected throughout the universe, even if we're miles apart. This runner card, because they got it twice. I know they got healthier choices with the other one, but it's coming up in their energy. Oh, so that third party interference, that was their row. So they did choose. Sorry, my angels, they did. 5. Maybe this person, they chose their birthdays in May, or they could be born on the 5th. I made you feel inadequate because I chose someone over you. So that first row, I could have been a friend, because you got time with friends, happily single, moving on, making you feel strung along with their running energy because of a third party interference. Watch from that part. I made you feel inadequate because I chose someone over you. So they're not really reflecting on this. I wasn't always there for you when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship because I couldn't deal with my emotion. And then you got the snake and you got the twin flame. So whoever this person is, they know you. Sorry, it's just it's all coming in now. So they're reflecting that when you needed them, they would jump ship to this situation. So that means this situation is going. Someone over you, I regret the pain I caused due to my selfishness and my physical needs. And this collective, this is another important detail. Don't make it fit. You're being tempted by your physical needs right now. There's a surge in you, right? And if you're not, if you have, again, not your collective, where are we up to? My physical needs, you didn't deserve being treated as an option. That really lines. Now I'm going to have to see what's going on in this situation. Just let me get these quickly. Telepath. Tower. They are. Sorry. It's all making sense now, because it's just one of the it's how you're going to reject this energy, and you don't even know it. The sad thing is, this collective, you don't even know it. You don't understand, because there's still a cloud over you, right? This is why they've got mess. They're going through a tower moment. So if you have been feeling that because energetically connected, this is under telepathy, and you got the tower under the rendezvous, the sexual energy. Oh God, there's something trickling in your thread right now. Especially if it's something to do with sexual desires. Why do I feel this is something a little bit like, right, collective, you'll know what I'm saying. I feel my life is falling apart and being pulled apart. No matter what I try and build, things crumble all around me. I wish you were here to help. You were the only thing that was solid in my life. Oh, I don't like that. Aquarius. So double air sign. You could be an Aquarius. They could be an Aquarius. The person they're having a tower with could be an Aquarius. I acted like I didn't care, but I did. I just needed my time and... That's not true. Needed my time and space to think on my own. They needed their time and space to kind of do whatever this... That's weird. That feels weird. I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put in the work. That, I believe. But again, veils. But just seeing this now, I'm kind of getting it. Energy. Runner, third. You're not going to believe that. And you got the mask, the betrayal, the secrets, the lies, the ghosting, it was this row. So you've known. This collective, you know. But it would have been denial. Gaslighting. So the mask underneath this runner and this third party situation, I don't even know I'm lying to myself about why, because I will say this, sorry, this is just making me feel icky. It's clearly an icky situation. I'm going to go back to that other part. Remember I said when they left you, they truly believed they were leaving you, that they would not return. So yeah, they did some stupid things here. But one thing I will say for this person, reading that, I do really genuinely believe they, like, how much they craved you, how much they loved you. It was literally a trauma thing. They had gone through it before. Time had healed wounds before with past people that they thought they really loved. So they thought they could implement that with whatever this was. Clearly didn't work. So am I excusing this? No, I feel really icky. Like I can feel my spice coming out when I'm reading this. So it's not a nice situation. But I will say, I don't think this person thought this stuff would ever have to be surfaced or spoken about to you. Does it excuse it? No. I'm just trying to see both sides here. I don't even know I'm lying to myself about the way I feel about you. I may act as if I don't. But this is why your energy is shifting to reject wounded masculine. Because there's things here that need to be spoken. And now that I'm seeing this, I don't think this person's coming in with this. The tables need to... this person needs to feel like they've lost you. Otherwise, I don't think this would surface for you, my angels. And any earlier, you would have accepted this, because you, at the moment, watching this, think you would accept this. Just this person popping up. Again, watch from part 1. It's all making sense as I'm reading this. You're not meant to accept this, because this is meant to be revealed to you. And if you don't, and it's a natural thing. It's not you playing games. It's not, again, please, part 1. This is something that needs to be really spoken about. This would be something that, if this was hidden in your connection, true divines, you guys are walking lie detector tests. You would always smell something's off here. I may act as if I don't care, but deep down I know it's because I care too much and it makes me afraid. So this is why you're rejecting wounded masculine energy around you right now. Because I'm going to be honest, I think this person's still a bit wounded. Especially if they're just going through this tower now. I don't like, and distance. So there's distance between you guys too. And whatever this weird situation was, what put distance and made you feel strung along. And you didn't even know. You lacked your confidence. You thought it was you. Oh, this poor collective. Shine in your feminine. There's a reason I stop myself and I'm like, I need to see both sides of this. That makes me feel that's this collective. And again, it confirms how much you're changing, which is beautiful. But yeah, they put distance here. Oh my God, you got the runner chaser here. So it's still a bit broken. It's still a little bit broken. Makes sense. You didn't get the twin flame. I know divine feminine was at the bottom, but you didn't get that. You got this. So you guys are transitioning. Your veils are shifting. I feel this collective, you're about to not be the runner as in very intense running. That's kind of what happens. It's not as intense for you guys. It's not as extreme as they did, but you have to experience each other's veils. So you guys tend to take the path of, oh, I don't want this, but it's more coming from a place of self-love so they can lock in and transition from this to divine masculine, you to true divine feminine, stillness, understanding that you should never have to chase for that validation, that obsession, you got to trust in the divine here. Hold on a second. This is going to go for a while because now I need to get a few more decks. I really want to confirm this energy. Just how many pennies were dropping in my mind. First, I want to get these because if that confession doesn't come out, it's just going to confirm what I said there, because I think there needs to be a confession, not just a... Oh my God, so they are too. So that's a huge detail, the urge of this that's come over you. That's coming from them. So you want to make sure, and again, I'm just here for advice. I would not be giving them that. Oh, I think that's expectation. I'm not feeling a pregnancy around. No other deck there was pregnancy, unless you had a past pregnancy that... I do have a few Hold on, let's get one more for that. I think that's you about to shut the door. Oh, that's good. But by letting go, making room for the new beginning that's on its way to you now. By shutting the door. I still think this person's not completely emotionally available. I'm going to be honest. As we said it. Yes, but luck is on your side. But this is underneath the intimacy. So that's a confirmation. That urge has come from... That's both of you right now. You're going through a sacral purging. Okay. Cycles. Travel. So again, confirming the distance. Another important detail here. One more for that. Through this breakup. Didn't I say I wasn't feeling pregnancy now, but from the past? So another detail. This collective in the past, you guys... had a child, fell pregnant, unfortunately miscarried, whatever the case, and it created distance here. It would have been either a piece of your breakup that accelerated their decision, or it all happened just as you guys were parting ways. Sneaky challenges, but they are working on their inner healing. Sexuality, but still figuring themselves out emotionally. So can I tell you this right now? You didn't get communicate or confession. So what's that mean? They're not wanting to talk about none of it. They're going to come in very... One more. Yeah, you've got they'll be back. They are wanting to ground it. Sneaky, they'll be back. Earth sign, so you could have, this is a guardian angel, especially if you have, whenever I see someone expecting a guardian angel, it reminds me of a spirit baby. So if you did have, unfortunately, a lost pregnancy and it was destined to be an earth sign, just know you have a guardian angel watching over you, sitting on your shoulder. Or you could have, through this separation or recently, unfortunately, and sending you strength if you have lost someone that is an earth sign. But I also see this as the universe is guiding this back to you right now, especially with your changes, synchronicities, to ground this. But it's going to take time, okay? This person ain't coming in. Oh, you've got it at the bottom. This person's not coming in that confession that you need. And this is why your energy is just naturally going to be repulsed by it. So don't let your overthinking mind take you into anxiety and I should. It's just your habit. Such an important thing. The way that came through with those intention cards, You don't just want another short-lived romance. Don't take the moment of bliss. Long term. One more. I'll try. I don't think this is sneaky. See? No. They're not going to be truthful when they're still going to try and hide that. And I always say this. Graceful Queen, you don't need to sit there. Why this, why that? When someone truly wants to fix something or whatever the case, the respect they have for you, they'll come in with truth. Okay, you need to ride the wave of this one. I'm not saying this person's a bad person, none of that, but you can see what's going on in your cycles, and you can see you have not broken your layer. You've never chosen you here. You need to break that before you ascend to the next one. And this is why this collective, so much self-love, self-focus is being activated in you. And the sad thing is, you don't even truly know it. You feel it, but it's like you don't believe it. Watch from the beginning. Okay, I just quickly want to get tarot, see what's going on with this Tower third part. I want to see what's going on there, because your last two cards were literally the Snake card and the Twin Flame. Alright, what's going on with that situation, please? Justice. It could be Mum too. Justice. Purple curtain. Cause and effect. Truth, balance, consequences. Life lesson. There could even be some legal things here. Okay. Things have been very still. Things have been germinating for a long time. Ace of Swords in reverse. So this has created clouded judgment. It could have really come from some form of motherly figure. It could be a couple people here. Misinformation, blocked communication, clouded judgment, but it's redirecting. A lot of hostility right now, but the truth's coming out. So I think, especially those two, I think for so long this person's been blinded by something here. I think it has come from someone who presents quite graceful, quite centered, quite still. I'm seeing a maternal energy. So an older female, if not their mother. But to have that with this, there's something being illuminated that has been stewing under the surface. Divine intervention this whole time. Justice is at play in this situation. You can't run away from that purple curtain. And look at your last card here. Fate, karma, cycles. Something ended. Something's going to begin. So I feel this person. Oh my God, and you got the Magic card underneath. I feel this person was there through the ending, and they'll have to witness the, I don't want to say beginning. I'm not going to create expectation for this collective. You need to ride the wave of what you're feeling now. Oh, Chariot in reverse. I think it created the lack of direction here, but whatever's going on, lack of direction, I think whatever, I was hearing power play. I feel this person doesn't have power over your person anymore. They're facing those, I want to say facing opposition. Certain arguments taking place that are coming in full force. Oh, literally. So underneath this coming to light, making things right through cause and effect, the manipulation, obsession through the inner child. So whatever's been, oh, that's sad. It's all been done through wounding and trauma. I always say anyone connected to divine beings, they're all special people. Or everyone in this world is special. I shouldn't say that. But if this was an interference, a block, they clearly have potential. Like, they're presenting like this. They're not a bad person, just a little bit broken. Oh, it really did. The manipulation created the missed opportunity here. The insincerity, the hurt, the impulsive decision. That's part one. This is a huge puzzle piece here. And I'll tell you this right now, that means your person genuinely would have trusted this person to the core. So it ain't just someone coming in and out. This is permanent fixture energy. Let it be childhood friend, maybe a forbidden kind of love interest that was there for a very long time, like someone very permanent, mother, like aunt, like someone that's a permanent person that they trusted, right? Because this is like shock. This is a like that's so someone they truly listen to. Like, you've got to remember, this person chose this stuff over your connection and the intensity of love. So that means even in that moment, how much they loved you, and I'm saying this because I love you guys, they valued and trusted this person's opinion more, even with the profound love that they felt. This ain't no person that's just a season. I want to make that clear, because even through whatever all this is, and I'm hearing myself say it, if it's a permanent fixture, yeah, they may have an argument and this and that, they're going to come back into alignment, right? This is a kind of energy. You can't add fuel to the fire. You would need to accept this person in the future. Remember, I always say, you connect to someone, you connect to their baggage too. Is this I bow out graceful? Like, is this like, this is a, anyway, that's up to you. I don't think this person's going to disappear out of your person's life. I'll tell you that right now. But now they're seeing through the authentic self. So they have seen something here. Something's been illuminated. And what has created so much stillness and... oh, God. I want one more. It's kind of a positive card, but to create the new path. I will say this in an odd way, it's making, because that's a very positive card and so is this, right? But now they're coming into their free thinking. They're not shackled by other people's words, right? But this is really about kind of starting again, especially wanting things to come into harvest and ripen, and now they're thinking more long term. I'm just seeing this as more seeing through someone's authentic self, because it's breaking them free from their shackles of ever knew that their emotion was being manipulated. I don't think they ever thought that they were being shackled to someone else's or people's outlook, that their judgment was getting clouded. I don't think they realized that. Oh, so this started happening about 6 months ago. So little pieces have been the cosmic trigger, divine intervention. As we were saying that before, finding their inner truth, catalyst for change, transformation, cosmic trigger for the new beginning. This all came down to divine timing. Now, I always say, can't run away from that purple curtain. Another one. So this is going to... in a few weeks, this is all going to start changing. So that means when they enter, this mess is still in their life. That's why your energy is shifting. I think it takes you putting the wall up that kind of finally severs this, and this person stands in their strength. But like I said, this person will come back around, especially if it's a family member. This person will end up coming back around eventually. But by you standing like this, there is a reason your energy is truly going to feel very repulsed by this. Like I said a few times, you're not going to feel it in the moment, but your energy is rejecting wounded masculine energy. You're getting examples in your life right now for the Right Collective, part 1. I think when they finally realize this has truly finalized this, that is what's going to make them truly break free and stand in their strength. It's all happening for a reason, and this is why it's been held off, because you would never have had the strength to do it any earlier. All right, just one more. Third party love triangle friction, time alone, someone else's influence. It needed to be severed. They're in an unstable situation. They're finally putting everything under review. They've got caution all around them. They're revising everything. Breaking free from other influence. Okay, I'm just getting a few tarot for you guys, and we're going to close this off with... we know what's coming next, but let's just confirm for you guys. All right. Just a few of their action, how you're going to respond to this, and then the outcome. 8 of Swords, so they're trapped in their mind. They're not seeing the situation right. They're going to try and control the outcome of this, so they're not going to be truthful. Okay, they're going to try and control this situation by controlling the words that they see, because they're trapped in their mind and mental anxiety. 7 of Cups, they're going to create confusion because they're in confusion. They're not opening up about something here, which we've said this whole time. They're going to create this illusion around you because they don't want to be open and honest, because they're creating just so much in their mind before they enter, right? So they are going to try and control this situation by controlling their words. So it's not spontaneous expression. So they might come in hot and heavy like they're about to conquer you, honorable. It's all surface level stuff. It's literally this person's going to... They're going to put some form of illusion around. They're not thinking clearly. So how are they going to present clearly to you? They're not ready. They're still in their hermit's journey. And if you react to... This is such a pivotal point in your journey. You're either going to accelerate onto the right timeline, or you're going to prolong it again. Whatever this situation is, that needs to be severed, healed first. It really does. And they're on a... They're not seeing anything clearly. So any kind of... And I think even if you reacted in a positive... Oh, let's see. They're going to just go with it. There's too much shit going on in their life. Soul searching. They are still souls, especially with this 7 of Cups. I think this is their surface level. Going to really present hot and heavy, but it's them trying to control the outcome. They want the outcome. I'll get one more. That is not a good intention behind their action. Future planning. How can this person be wanting to future plan when they don't even know what they're thinking? They have so much fear being honest with you. Planning, wanting to move forward, make certain decisions. Partnership, rubbish. Sorry, you can't have that intention with this here. It's not genuine. One more. Yeah, they're in limbo. Not enough self-sacrifice, not enough self-reflection, especially with this hermit. But this is good because it's never not there. It's just a little bit stuck, and they're still a little bit stuck. Again, I'm just here for advice. All right. How you should deal with it. You remember your feeling. Are you feeling peaceful? So just trust in your emotion. Trust in the universal flow of life. Trust in you. Trust in what you deserve. Okay? Turn to your faith. Turn to your star energy. Hope, healing, inspiration, wishes, your renewed version. I think this is going to be you. You're going to be like, whoa. Like, that's how you react to this. You're going to see right through this. I don't even need to say, I'm just here. You're going to see right through that, this collective. Just energetically. You're going to choose stillness. You're going to be like, no, and it's not that it's not there. In the moment, you're going to think it's not there. You're going to want to see proper action. You're going to want to see hard work. But you're going to delay this. That's what I feel. You might feel a bit frustrated, but I don't think you're going to react like that. Remember I said I think you're actually going to be quite caring and see, but like it's a genuine, I don't want to deal with this. It's not a game and, oh, I should say this. I shouldn't respond. I should say this. Like, it's you genuinely like, oh God, I can't believe I thought this was like that's the kind of energy, right? But I do think you're going to be kind. Because that card, you're starting to unconditionally love you. I don't think you're going to hold judgment here, but I don't even think you're going to let this person put a toe in the water when it comes to you. Like this, you're going to cut straight away. In the past, maybe this person always led with passion and acceleration and sexual energy. That's going to repulse this collective just naturally. But there is that part about the rendezvous thing. So just be careful with that. If it's not this person, maybe them coming in, you think, fuck, F this, I'm getting myself back out there. There's something about to activate lesson-wise of you giving your sacred vessel away. And if it ain't this one, it's temptation to do it to someone else. I wouldn't be doing that. I think you hide your emotion. You're looking at all the details. You're going to repress yourself. You're not going to open up emotionally. You're going to hold it all back. So it's not even that you're going to be warm-hearted and open. I think you're going to be neutral. You're not going to let this person see any of your emotion. So maybe it's not kindness, it's just neutral. You might not even want to respond. In reverse, this is inauthentic. This is inauthentic. This is, again, you're just going to see the energy. You're going to realize this isn't right. How did I fall short to this? You're going to see through it because you're going to trust in your star energy. You're going to see through the deceit. All right, outcome. All right. Detachment, and I do believe that. Boundaries. I do think that's this next outcome. The outcome of this, and that's not you, that's their energy. They're finally going to realize, holy shit, what have I done? You're going to put them into Five of Cups. This needs endurance. They're going to get trapped in their mind here. King of Swords. They're going to get trapped in their mind. And I do think they're going to detach. They're going to get an ego bruise here. But the way they reflect on this... Hold on. I just want one more. After this Five of Cups. I think that's when they go back. Because remember I said in that they need to go solve whatever that is. You've got a 5 and 5 here and a 5 of Wands. I think that's what happens in their home environment. One more. They might try and start an argument here. Oh, God. Okay. I think when this happens, you're not going to get... Because this person's got... Their ego is going to get bruised. I think they're going to start getting completely wrapped up in the brain about the lack of effort, the lack of time they've put in here, the lack of being able... Like, they're going to feel a lot of guilt, right? I think this 5 of Cups, they go through a spout of sadness, and I don't think this 5 of Wands comes towards you. I think this is, remember this part, they start to become quite temperamental in their environment. Oh my God, we split it on the 7 of Swords. After this bit, this is when the confession, remember I said you guys you deserve that stop it. Getting caught, confession, remorse. Coming clean, pricked consciousness over the unworkable energy. So I think that's what they need to feel, and that's why you do that naturally. I feel they finally start to get this internal flame of chaos. They become so receptive, and they just start to see everything in their environment, and that's when I think they come in, nurturing something deep to say with this Ace of Wands. A lot of action, determination, passion towards trying to fix this. One more for that. I'll tell you right now, you doing this person's going to just... But again, that's... Oh, don't like that. Charismatic Casanova. So even when they come back around the second time, again, it's just words. Some form of offer, still not depth of truth. They might disappear for about a week thinking you're going to respond. Oh, that's good. So you've got to say no a couple times here, and then you get the 2 of Cups, the balance, the emotional balance in sync emotionally. So they'll put the effort in, not for the first week or so. They might disappear for about 7 to 10 days. Then they're going to come in, try and smooth criminal a little bit, but they've got Ace of Wands driving them. They've got a Queen of Pentacles, so still stuck in... She's the realist. She's still got boundaries, but she's more caring and nurturing. And I think this, you're still like... I think you probably choose silence there, and then you get the 2 of Cups approach. But even then, I think this is going to take some time for this collective. I can't see you switching that with... You might. I'm not going to go any further than that. You guys need to get through that first, but... I think you're going to shock yourself. which really shows you're coming into an internal balance, an internal union, because you're choosing you. J, E, W, V, N, F, H, and I are clearly important. You got the divine heart and the protection. That's good. It's meant to be. It'll always be. Your energy will shift. Just trust. Okay. My angel aura quartz with the crescent moon. That's like, I don't think that's ever come out. Citrine, Libra stone. You're protected. White candle wax. Could be, you could have a white candle on. Opalite. Maybe you just bought opalite, or you wear an opalite, or you need to. Another crescent moon. 2 crescent moons came out yesterday. Rollerblades, skating, adventure, excitement. Focus on yourself. Have fun. You could have a memory with this person. Could have had an accident skating or something. 8th of the 6th, 6th of the 8th. 8866. 666. That is a twin flame number. It's a goddess number. 14th of the 5th, 6th of the 2nd, 2nd of the 6th. 18th of the 5th, 18th of the 9th. 69, another twinny number. Good and bad. That angel number reminds me of that Wheel of Fortune energy. 4th of the 3rd, 3rd of the 4th, 18th of the 3rd, 18th of the 4th. You do have safe travel with your clean slate, your clearing and purging. You just need to believe. I'm this right collective. I'm so shocked with your energy. It's actually very beautiful. But anyway, I love you guys and have a beautiful day.